Good morning. Great. Thanks for being here this morning. What a beautiful, beautiful morning we have for the beginning of the fall semester. The campus is really bubbling with students and parents and so on. I had the opportunity to wander around campus quite a bit yesterday, and the excitement level is so high. It's a great way to start the year, and it's always good when we have beautiful weather like this. Ordinarily, we have our provost open this session, but I'd like to take a moment to introduce our new interim provost, Dr. Beverly C. Edmond. Beverly arrived on campus just in late June, and she's hit the ground running. She's going to be with us for this academic year while we conduct a full-scale national search for our next permanent provost. Dr. Edmond is a self-described academic practitioner with more than 40 years of professional experience in higher education and public service. During the course of her higher education career, she's held positions at Albany State University, Alabama A&M University, and Clark Atlanta University. She holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science with a concentration in Public Administration from Georgia State University, and a Master of Public Administration from the University of Pittsburgh, and a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology from Albany State University. During her public service career, Beverly has held various positions with the United States Office of Personnel Management and a network of schools of public policy affairs and administration. She's served as a consultant in Zambia, in the Virgin Islands, and with numerous federal agencies. Over her career, she's demonstrated extraordinary leadership and administrative acumen, particularly in the areas of strategic planning and policy development and implementation. Her other areas of expertise include human capital development, diversity management, affirmative action, and women's leadership development. She and a colleague have collaborated on a forthcoming book entitled Trailblazing African American Public Administrators. Please join me in welcoming Beverly Edmond to campus. Beverly?
Thank you, President. Good morning. My name is, as you've heard, Beverly Edmond, and it is my distinct pleasure to serve as Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Each year on campuses across this nation, institutions are gearing up for the start of another exciting year full of promise and possibilities. So is the case here at the University of Montana. And I am pleased to extend a warm welcome to all of you as we begin the 2016-17 academic year. I want to extend a special welcome to those of you joining the UM family for the first time. Let there be no doubt you made the right choice. I can say from my own experience here of only a few months, you will find UM and the city of Missoula one of the best places to live and work. Before we move into our program, I ask that you join me in thanking our two sign language interpreters, Brandy Reinhardt and Bonnie Christensen. Thank you both for doing the work that makes UM an environment and a welcoming place for all. On stage are the deans of the university. I will introduce them now and ask them to stand. I ask that you please hold your applause until they are all standing. Dean Paul Kurgis, Dean, the Alexander Bellwith III School of Law. Interim Dean Michael Patterson, the College of Forestry and Conservation. Dean Reed Humphrey, the College of Health Professions and Biomedical Sciences. Dean Christopher Comer, the College of Humanities and Sciences. Dean Stephen Kalm, the College of Visual and Performing Arts. Dean Brock Tessman, Dean of the Davidson Honors College. Dean Charlie Zhang, the Maureen and Mike Mansfield Library. Dean Shannon O'Brien, Dean of Missoula College. Dean Roberta Evans, Dean of the Phyllis J. Washington College of Education and Human Sciences. Dean Christopher Shoup, the Dean of the School of Business Administration. Dean Roger McLean, Dean of the School of Extended and Lifelong Learning, and Dean Larry Aberson, Dean of the School of Journalism. Please give them applause. You may be seated. Now I will ask the deans to introduce new faculty members joining their schools and colleges. I will begin with Interim Dean Patterson of the College of Forestry and Conservation, and each of the other deans will follow in the order they are seated.
Thank you. First, I am very pleased to welcome to the College of Forestry and Conservation and the Wildlife Biology program, Josh Millspaugh. Josh is an internationally recognized and renowned wildlife researcher, as well as a well-regarded and awarded faculty teaching member. He joins us as the Boone and Crockett Professor of Wildlife Conservation. Welcome. Secondly, I would like to introduce Andrew Whiteley. And in introducing Andrew, I'm welcoming him back to campus. He got his PhD here in 2005 and then traveled the world for a while, gaining additional experiences, which he's bringing back. He's an assistant professor in fisheries conservation and genomics. Welcome, Andrew. I'm going to add one more name that's not in the brochure. Joining us in January was another another faculty member in Department of Conservation, Department of Ecosystem and Conservation Sciences, Ben Coleman. Ben is an assistant professor of aquatics and ecosystem ecology. Welcome.
Good morning. College of Health Professions and Biomedical Sciences is pleased to add two new faculty members to the Department of Pharmacy Practice. I'm going to introduce them both at the same time, Rory Johnson and Ian McGrain. And I introduced them both at the same time because we were, as you'll see in the program, we were able to recruit them from the finest pharmacy program in the United States. And I'm delighted that they came to their senses and returned to the University of Montana after gaining exceptional clinical experience. And we're excited to have both Rory and Ian join us. So welcome. Thank you.
Morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. For the College of Humanities and Sciences, first in the Department of Geosciences, I want to welcome Hillary Martins. Hillary comes to us as an assistant professor. Interestingly enough, she started her academic career here at the University of Montana, where she got her bachelor's degree. She's been at University College London, University of Cambridge, and Caltech. Her specialty is geophysics, and she studies how Earth structures interact with the oceans and the atmosphere. Welcome, Hillary. Next, in the Department of History, Claire Arsenis. She comes as an assistant professor, and she got her PhD from Stanford University. Her specialty is U.S. intellectual, cultural, and political history. Welcome. From history and political science with a joint appointment, Eric Schlissel is an assistant professor. His PhD is from Harvard University. His interests include Chinese legal history and Islamic cultural history. Welcome. From the Department of Mathematical Sciences, Assistant Professor Ekaterina Smirnova. Her PhD is from the University of Texas at Dallas, and she joins us as an expert in statistics and data science. Glad you're here. From the Department of Modern and Classical Languages and Literatures, Professor Michihiro Ama. Professor Ama is joining us as the Karashima Professor of Japanese Language and Culture. His PhD is from the University of California. One of his specialties is Japanese Buddhism. Welcome this morning. From the Department of Psychology, Nathan Inzel joins us as an assistant professor. His PhD is from the University of Arizona. He's a behavioral neuroscientist, and his specialty is the physiology of the cerebral cortex. Welcome. Finally, from the Division of Biological Sciences, first, Jedediah Brody is joining us as an assistant professor and the John Craighead Endowed Chair in Wildlife Biology. His area is conservation biology. I have to say, as far as I know, he's still in Alaska right now collecting data and will not be here till next week. So anyway, round of applause for him, if you would. And last, Matthew Church joins us as an associate professor. He will be in DBS with an appointment also at the Flathead Lake Biological Station. His PhD is from the College of William and Mary. His specialty is the microbial ecology of aquatic ecosystems. Welcome, Matthew.
Welcome and good morning. The College of Visual and Performing Arts is pleased to welcome two outstanding teachers and scholars into its faculty this year. First, Michael Music to the School of Media Arts as an assistant professor. Michael got his PhD from NYU, is a wonderful composer and installationist, and he also, I think, has the best mustache here in the University of Montana. So, Michael. And then we're also pleased to welcome Pamela Steele, who is going to be teaching in the School of Theater and Dance. She is a triple threat, fantastic singer, actor, and dancer, and and a director as well, so I guess a quadruple threat. And she got her PhD at the University of Colorado, taught most recently at St. Catherine's College in St. Paul, and we're just very pleased to have her. So, Pamela.
Good morning. The Mansfield Library is welcome a new faculty, Erin Balcom. She's an assistant professor right now and a digital archivist at our library. Erin is come to UM from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where she received her master's degree in library science, and she was a research assistant. And originally she was from Virginia. She loves to be being around with us by mountains and enjoys with the friendly people in Montana and Missoula. Erin, welcome to the Mansfield Library.
Good morning and welcome back. I am delighted to welcome Jill Davis into our surgical technology department. She comes from the University of Montana, Missoula College, and she has extensive experience in the hospitals as well as a devoted heart for our students. I'd also like to introduce our new Associate Dean, Clint Redding, who has eagerly stepped in to focus on our student and instructional leadership.
It's my great honor to welcome two new faculty members in the Department of Health and Human Performance, focusing on health sciences and human sciences, and fully supportive of UMHM, of which we're proud to be a member. Coming to us from Auburn University with a PhD originally earned at Collin College of Medicine at East Tennessee and a postdoc at Florida with a great grant portfolio. He was just named full professor there before he chose to make this move and join a tremendous cadre of exercise sciences here. Please welcome John Quindry. And next, also first choice in a national search, coming from the University of Nebraska, Omaha, a woman who has put together a great portfolio of programs there, having done her PhD at the University of North Carolina. She's also a nationally known accreditor, Melanie McGrath. Thank you.
Good morning. I am extremely thrilled after a very long search to announce and welcome our two faculty members in the Accounting and Finance Department. Both will be teaching accounting for us, and both come to us. Originally, their PhD was from the University of Oregon. Then they went to the Oregon State, and then we were able to attract them away from Cal State Fullerton. And so I would like for you to help me welcome Lisa Eiler and Isho Tamasweet.
Thank you. I would now like to announce the two distinguished Pollner professors hosted by the School of Journalism this coming year. In this fall, this position will be filled by Melissa McCoy, a longtime reporter and editor for the Los Angeles Times and other major news organizations. And in the spring, the position will be filled by visual journalist Ann Bailey, a 2008 alum of UM's graduate program in journalism. We now want to recognize, we now want to recognize a number of faculty members who have received special recognition this year. I would ask them to stand as I read your name and to remain standing to be recognized, and I would ask that the audience please hold your applause until all faculty members in that category have stood. The following faculty members have been awarded tenure this year: Jordan Gross, Hillary Wandler, Carl Seelstedt, Alexander Dos Santos, and Jeanette Belcourt, Sarah Sertel, Jeff Good, John McCutcheon, Brent Rickman, Alf Erickson, Lori Gray, Bernadette Sweeney, Kimberly Reiser, Patty Caro, Adria Lawrence, Emily Plant, Suzanne Tillman. Now, let's acknowledge their achievement. Next, we will recognize those faculty members who were promoted this past year. Again, I ask that each of them stand, and as I read your name, and remain standing, and I ask that you hold your applause till the very end. First, those who were promoted to full professor: Jordan Gross, Hillary Wandler, Corey Cleveland, Curtis Noonan, Elizabeth Putnam, Bridget Clark, Byron Cochran, Luke Conway, Armand Duell, Louise Ekmaid-Ease, Derek Kellenberg, Anna Klein, Windsor Lowe, Mizuke Meyazicha, Daniel Spencer, Jeff Wiltz, Morgan Allwell, Amy Glaspie, Charles Palmer, Michael Braun, Michael Harrington, and Kenton Swift. Please join me in acknowledging these faculty members. Thank you. Next, let me recognize faculty members who were promoted to associate professor. Elizabeth Metcalf, Alexander Dos Santos, Khalid Wutali, Paul Jansen, Theodore Van Altz, Sarah Sertel, Jeff Good, John McCutcheon, Brent Rickman, Christopher Kirkpatrick, Robert Taper, Suzanne Caro, Dennis Danike, Ginger Collins, Veronica Johnson, Catherine Off, Casey McNeilis, Jewel Banneville, and Jason Begay. Please join me in acknowledging these faculty members. I now ask that the deans please take a seat in the front row. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the University of Montana. I'm tempted to go off script a bit because he has truly made me welcome here. But as my staff panics, I'll go back on script and say that this is President Engstrom's 6th year serving as president of the University of Montana. And indeed, in the short time I have worked alongside him, I have come to appreciate immensely his leadership and commitment to this institution, its employees, and its students. So with no further ado, please join me in welcome to the microphone, President Royce Engstrom.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you, Provost Edmond, for that nice introduction, both the scripted and unscripted part, and for your service already to the University of Montana. What a great group of new faculty that we have brought into the campus this year. So deans, thank you for those introductions. And let's give another warm welcome to the new folks to campus here. I just continue to be amazed by the quality of the faculty that we're able to recruit here at the University of Montana. But I'm also just as equally amazed at the excellence of the ones that we just introduced for promotion and tenure. The new folks, you're joining a great group of colleagues, and I couldn't be more proud of the faculty, staff, and students here at the University of Montana. We have several other people to introduce this morning, but before doing so, I want to give my thanks to all of those who came before and who have ended their active roles here at the University of Montana one way or another. So many dedicated individuals have held this institution in their hearts and have given their professional lives to making UM a better place. And let's say thank you to all of those who have retired or left the university this last year. Of course, I'd like to thank my wife, Mary, who has, for being here today, but for being such an integral part of this work together. Mary, thank you so much. And I have in my notes that we're joined by Regent Fran Albrecht, but is Regent Albrecht here? Okay, I don't think she made it then, but the regents in general have been so supportive of the University of Montana and the whole Montana University system. Fran Albrecht is from right here in Missoula, and we appreciate her work as well as that of all of the regents. So now I'd like to introduce a number of folks who are either new to campus or new to their administrative position. And I know that they are all eager to move UM into the future. So please stand when I call your name, just like we did before. So again, let me start with Beverly Edmond, Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Thomas Crady, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Affairs. Tom. Thomas DeLuca is our new Dean of the College of Forestry and Conservation, but Tom won't be joining us until January 1st, and so we'll get to recognize him at that time and, of course, next year. Christopher Shook, who you met just a moment ago, Dean of the School of Business Administration. Ray Eckness is our new Director of Broadcast Media Center. Scott Mills is our Associate Vice President for Research for Global Change and Sustainability. Scott? We're delighted to bring Scott back for his second tour of duty at the University of Montana. Andrew Reinert from the Department of Defense Grant Funding Coordinator. Andrew? Mario Schultzke, our Associate Vice President of Integrated Communications and Chief Marketing Officer. Shannon Swain, our new women's head basketball coach. Paula Short, our Director of Communications in the Office of the President. And Hillary Stowell, Director of Academic Fiscal Affairs in the Office of the Provost. Thank you all for being here, and welcome to the UM family. Speaking of family, we'll be holding a very special event a week from today, Welcome Feast. It will begin at 11:30 next Friday, September 2nd, on the Oval. So this year, instead of doing a separate welcome back lunch for the employees of the university and a separate one for the students, we've decided to do one large event with everyone to emphasize that we are one family, the Grizz family here at UM. We'll also be making a human M on the Oval, and so everybody needs to come wear maroon and get ready to have your picture taken. So don't miss this historic event to be the first human M on the Oval. So now I want to take just a moment to ask you to watch a new message about the University of Montana.
The future. It's wide open. It calls for radical new theories and essential truths to make sense of the world and our place in it. It calls for left brain logic and right brain creativity to find our next frontiers. It calls for brain waves and surf waves, passports and puffies, and grizzlies. Lots of grizzlies. The future. It calls for those ready to change the world. The University of Montana. Let's go there.
So thanks to our university relations folks for putting that and several other similar commercials together that you'll be seeing during the course of this fall. The University of Montana, let's go there. Well, of course, this phrase has multiple meanings. It means that as a university, let's go to where the frontiers of knowledge are, whether that's in the dance studio, the Greenland ice sheet, or the farthest reaches of the universe. It means let's go to where the challenging questions are examined, in our classrooms, in our academic programs, and in our foundation as Montana's Liberal Arts and Sciences Research University. It means let's go after the amazing opportunities in front of us through civic engagement programs, through our proud diversity of thought and experience, and through our competitiveness. It also quite literally means let's go there, as in enrolling in the University of Montana. So let's work together to ensure as many students as possible come here to get an education that is outcome focused, that outcome being a fulfilling life of impact, leadership, and contribution. In the end, though, let's go there means let's go forward. Let's continue to build one of the great universities of our country. So I want to spend the first part of today's talk looking at a number of areas in which UM is moving forward, thriving, and leading. I will then talk about two areas of intense focus for this year: enrollment management and strategic directions. So, as I always do, let's start with our students. Our students are definitely on a trajectory of success. Everywhere I go, I love to tell stories about our amazing students. This summer, UM graduate student Joanna Kreitinger of Manhattan, Montana, was one of only 48 people in the country for a prestigious immunology fellowship, the first Montanan to be chosen for this award. She earned the award through her work in Professor David Shepard's laboratory studying environmental toxins. 6 of our recent graduates have been selected as Fulbright finalists, continuing UM's exemplary record of producing competitive students and faculty for this prestigious recognition. These scholars will take the story of UM in their teaching and study in Germany, Taiwan, Poland, Nepal, and Kenya during this next year. Our students are examining some of the most pressing issues of our time. 15 journalism students spent several weeks in Germany this summer documenting the Syrian refugee crisis. Their motto, "Learning by Doing," is the perfect descriptor of the experiential learning we aspire to create for our students in every program here at the University of Montana. A team of 3 music students, 1 undergraduate, 1 graduate student, and 1 yet-to-be student at the university, took 3rd place in the National String Chamber Music Competition. Our student athletes are setting new records in the classroom as well as in competition. Last spring, achieving the highest grade point average ever in the history of the university for that group of students, while at the same time representing the Big Sky Conference as the strongest overall athletics program in the conference. Just last week, our cabinet was invited to attend part of the ASUM retreat, ASUM being our student government for those of you who are new, as that student governance body made their plans for the year. I came away even more impressed by the sophistication of our student government and by the dedication they have to the University of Montana. This year's leadership team, Sam Forstag, Elizabeth Ingebretson, and Chase Greenfield, is as strong as I have seen, and that's really saying something as we've had exceptional leadership in ASUM over the years. So would you please stand and let us recognize you, Sam and Elizabeth? Well, our alumni excel as well, due in no small measure to the education they received while at UM. Creative writing graduate and now author William Finnegan received the Pulitzer Prize this last year for his book, Barbarian Days, A Surfing Life. DHC Davidson Honors College graduate and a recipient of a BFA, Lily Gladstone, appeared in the film Certain Women, which was featured at the Sundance Film Festival this year, and she earned rave reviews. Our students and alumni perform so strongly because of their own initiative and ability, but guided by our stellar faculty and staff. A new report from a group called Academic Analytics ranked UM's wildlife biology program as the top program in North America. based on faculty productivity, publications, research grants, and just the impact of the work that they do. Those same faculty members are outstanding teachers, and what an opportunity for our students to come here and be taught by the #1 faculty in the nation. I think that deserves a round of applause. Our business school is ranked 18th in the nation on the CPA pass rates, having one of the highest pass rates in the nation, of course. The only school in the Northwest region of the country in that top 20 status. And this is on top of an overall ranking that puts them in about the top third of business schools from the U.S. News and World Report in the nation. Biology professor Doug Imlin, who I know is here today and I've spoken about in past talks, has so many accolades to his credit. But I'd like to congratulate him on one more recent distinction. He was elected into the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, the first Montanan ever to receive that honor. Congratulations, Doug. English professor Amy Ratto Parks took first place in the Phi Beta Kappa Poetry Contest this year. Media Arts faculty member Greg Twigg has just been nominated for an Emmy Award in graphic design and art direction for a film he worked on with several former students. So they'll be going to New York City next month for that ceremony. Our athletic training program was among the first in the nation to be created, and they continue to lead as one of the fastest growing graduate programs here on campus, but also in their national reputation. They recently underwent a reaccreditation process, and they came out of that accreditation process with a perfect score. Now, I've served on quite a few accreditation teams myself. I've never seen a perfect score before, so congratulations to our athletic training folks. You may recall that our overall accrediting agency, the Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities, selected the University of Montana as one of 4 institutions to participate in a special project on defining and assessing student learning outcomes. We considered it to be quite an honor to be a part of that program, but more recently, Northwest Commission asked our Associate Provost, Nathan Lindsay, to actually lead that entire project because of his exceptional work that he's been doing on that project. So what a leadership position for the university to be in with our accrediting agency. Last year at this talk, I launched the Women's Leadership Initiative, or WLI, to focus on building a culture at UM that is supportive of women's advancement. I'm pleased to report that the inaugural year was a resounding success with significant public education and outreach, both on campus as well as in the wider Missoula community. One very tangible outcome of the WLI was the creation of a new Leadership Montana program. The Center for American Women and Politics at Rutgers University selected UM as the sole host of a statewide program to educate and empower the next generation of women leaders. The selection of UM allows the state of Montana to join just 20 other such programs across the country. Directed by Sarah Renfrey of Political Science, Dina Mansour of the Mansfield Center, and Representatives Kim Dudek and Geraldine Custer from Montana, 20 female students from across the state will be selected in a competitive process to convene on our campus in the summer of 2017 to develop their skills and confidence to effectively participate in politics and public policy at the state and national level. Our faculty and staff accomplishments and initiatives have never been higher. I want to introduce you to the people who lead our faculty and staff, the leadership of the faculty and the staff senates. Professor John DeBoer and Professor Marianne Bowman are the chair and vice chair of the faculty senate. Please welcome them. And Jennifer Zelmer Quaresma and Maria Mangold are the chair and vice chair of the staff senate. Please stand. The 3 shared governance presidents became full members of the cabinet this last spring, and they have definitely enriched the conversation. Well, research and creative scholarship have never been more vibrant than now at the University of Montana. A key performance indicator is the amount of external funding received to support the work of our faculty and staff through research, education, innovation, and outreach. I'm pleased to report to you today that this past year, the university set a new record for external funding for research. We received a total of $87 million of new awards this last year, and actual research expenditures were at an all-time high of $78 million. Faculty and staff submitted 684 proposals last year. That's 55 more than the previous year. What a great accomplishment for our faculty and staff in the area of research. Through research, we're supporting innovation and entrepreneurship with several centers for excellence. Our business incubator, Montech, just across the river, provides mentorship, networking, funding, and other resources to assist entrepreneurs in bringing their vision to the marketplace. Our campus-based entrepreneurship program, the Blackstone Launchpad, supports and mentors UM students, employees, and alumni with their business startup questions. As we speak, Missoula right now is hosting the Last Best Conference, highlighting entrepreneurship, much of which is generated right here at the University of Montana. For the third year in a row, we've set a private fundraising record, philanthropy, thanks to the generosity of many supporters of our university. This year, the UM Foundation has again exceeded $50 million in philanthropy, a total of $53.7 million, in fact. Here are some of the remarkable gifts this last year. Mark and Cheryl Burnham and Eric and Blair Sprunk made a $2 million gift for the first ever endowed deanship at the University of Montana, and that's the endowment that helped us recruit Chris Shook, our new dean of the School of Business Administration. Dennis Eck has made a series of donations that have helped marry our strong liberal arts disciplines with state-of-the-art technology through the construction of a new vertical technology corridor in the liberal arts building. I recently had a chance to tour those facilities with Dean Comer, and I know they'll provide a tremendous addition to the learning environment for essentially all of our undergraduates who take the majority of their general education courses in that liberal arts building. David and Suzanne Peterson made a transformative gift that established a new endowed professorship in the area of gifted education and allowed us to hire a remarkably qualified new faculty member, Tracy Missett. Ian and Nancy Davidson's, names that we have known for so long here at the University of Montana. Their most recent gift has resulted in the renovation of the lower level of the Davidson Honors College, bringing together many aspects of student engagement in one area. I'm so grateful for the hard work of Shane Geese and his team at the UM Foundation, for the zest with which our deans have pursued philanthropic contributions, and for the hard work of our volunteers in both the Foundation and the Alumni Association. Our campus atmosphere and our learning environment, through the combination of the vibrancy of on-campus programming, our top-ranked college town of Missoula, our stunning surroundings, make this among the most stimulating academic settings in America. Through our new freshman wilderness experience, nearly 100 of our incoming freshmen just returned from trips into the Bob Marshall, down the Missouri River, or any one of several other outdoor options, unparalleled experiences compared to other schools. Tonight, Missoula will host the River Roots Festival, an annual musical tribute that signals the beginning of the school year. Throughout the year, events like the Festival of the Book, the Missoula Symphony, the Buddy DeFranco Jazz Festival, and numerous other theater, art, and music programs provide everyday opportunities that make our community a cultural hub. Well, Grizzly Athletics is an integral part of who we are at the University of Montana. We're just a week away from the first football game of the season in Washington Grizzly Stadium, where we attract the largest crowd in the nation for Division I FCS football. Last night down at Caris Park, the park was filled with fans getting to meet the football players at the Great Grizz Encounter. Soccer is off to a strong start. They won over Purdue the other day, and they're playing Wyoming today. They have a tough schedule. Of course, we've come to the end of an era with Robin Selvig retiring from Lady basketball coaching. after only 38 years and only 865 wins. Well, you met Shannon Swain just a few moments ago, and we are so excited that she will take over this excellent program and continue that proud, proud tradition. In only its second year, the softball team went to the Big Sky tournament, earning Coach Jamie Pinkerton recognition as Big Sky Coach of the Year in only his second year here. Men's basketball is on a trajectory to greatness as Coach Travis DeCure lined up an all Division I schedule this year, including powerhouse programs, Pepperdine, Oregon, Wyoming. They're not shirking from tough competition in any of these programs. The Washington Champion Center is under construction, and the turf on the field is less than 3 weeks old. The Academic Center for our student athletes opened last fall. We continue to provide facilities and infrastructure commensurate with our high standard in education. In the past year, IT services have continued to expand wireless across our campus. Our library is implementing a new statewide library management system with other institutions across the state. The Missoula College is just months away from being complete, and it is magnificent. You'll have to take a tour there when you get the opportunity. We'll be moving in to that building this next spring, and it will be in full swing in terms of academic offerings next fall. Brand new classrooms, laboratories, state-of-the-art culinary facility, complete with Riverside Cafe, will provide students and faculty with the finest two-year education building in the state. In response to student feedback, the University Center has invested student dollars in rejuvenating the UC Commons, the dining room, with all new furniture. So if you get a chance, stop by there. And of course, the Branch Center, named after recently retired Vice President Teresa Branch, will open as a community space for student diversity and inclusion this fall in a newly renovated portion of the UC. So we've accomplished a great deal together this past year. Now let's turn to the special work that we have ahead of us. Well, no doubt about it, enrollment is our biggest challenge, our biggest opportunity. Put simply, we need more students, resident, non-resident, international, undergraduate, graduate, traditional, non-traditional, all to benefit from a education. I won't repeat the various reasons for our current enrollment situation, as I've done that in previous talks. Instead, I want to focus on 4 areas in which we are moving forward to address our enrollment. So first, as you met, we hired Tom Crady as our Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Affairs. This is not a new administrative position, but a reconfigured one with the emphasis primarily on enrollment management. Tom was selected because of his record of performance in a highly competitive recruiting environment, because of his intimate knowledge of and reliance upon data, and because of his laser beam focus on providing prospective students with what they need to make a good, informed decision. Yes, yes. So Tom and his team are working to improve the basic operations of enrollment management here at UM. He's moving the office to a paperless system so that responses to inquiries can happen immediately and accurately. He's moving communication with prospective students to start much earlier, beginning in their sophomore year. He's doubling the size of our prospect database by focusing on new non-resident markets. He's fully implemented the use of Hobson's, a state-of-the-art enrollment management software platform. I visited with the admissions staff a few weeks ago, and I know they're excited, full of energy, and ready to get the job done. And I ask that all of you give them your full support. Second, under the leadership of Mario Schultzke, we're investing in more extensive and effective marketing and communications. We're increasing our television presence with advertisements such as the one you saw just a few moments ago. We're continuing to grow our social media presence. The University Relations team is committed to producing more stories about student accomplishment, faculty scholarship, and the improvement to our campus environment. Our IT and marketing departments have produced in record time the new UM app. So all of you need to go to your Google Play Store and download the 2,500 other people who have already downloaded this app to their cell phone just in the last few days. It will be an increasingly important tool for current students, prospective students, employees, and friends of the university. Third, we are committed to improving customer service. I'll be honest with you, we have considerable work to do in this area. Whether you like to think of our students as customers or not, the fact is that we are in a highly competitive market where students have choices. They are making decisions based just as much on how welcome they feel and how their questions are addressed as they are on curriculum and location. Customer service is everyone's job. To help keep this on our minds continuously, we are going to start a monthly customer service award given to a program, an office, or an individual who models the new standard of customer service at the University of Montana. So please begin thinking about who you'd like to nominate. Vice President Mike Reed recently forwarded me an email that reflects the new tone we're working to set. It's from a parent of an incoming student. The email reads pretty simply, quote, "Thank you. We love your school. Best customer service ever," end quote. The email was sent to Ruth Williams, collections specialist in the business service. Now, that's not a job title that screams out customer service necessarily, but thank you, Ruth, for setting the new standard. Fourth, we need to be constantly evaluating the relevance and attractiveness of our curriculum. Let me be quick to point out that this does not mean we are abandoning the foundation disciplines that have been at our core all along, the liberal arts and sciences. Indeed, the most precious outcome of a college education is the ability to think critically, to formulate and solve problems, to communicate, and to develop a deep understanding of the human condition. The campus signaled loudly last year that the liberal arts and sciences must remain in our hearts and souls as educators, and I couldn't agree more. But we must also remember that our mission is a broad one, and we must prepare people for the specific professions and opportunities upon which our society thrives as well. A year ago, the Academic Alignment and Innovation Program, under the leadership of Professor Andrew Ware, made a set of important recommendations for strengthening our programmatic offerings in certain critical areas. Based on those and other recommendations, I talked last November about several growth areas for us, including the health professions, business and entrepreneurship, data and information, the environment, and specific workforce needs. So our faculty and staff are responding to critical curricular needs through the design and implementation of new academic programs. The brand new Masters of Science in Business Analytics in the School of Business Administration will launch this fall. The new program focuses on decision-making in the business world by collecting, processing, and analyzing huge sets of data. Last year, faculty from across campus launched a new neuroscience undergraduate major, and the program has attracted 30 majors already in its first year. Computer science is on the move with a new grant that is aimed at the attraction and retention of computer science students. Another cross-campus effort, the University of Montana Health and Medicine Program, or UMHM, is underway to continue strengthening this important area. Perhaps the most in-demand set of programs in today's world, the health professions provide opportunity for growth for UM. A glance at the UMHM website shows that we have now over 50 academic programs under that umbrella, but with plans to add several more. For example, we're responding to the shortage of PhD-trained graduates in speech-language pathology with the addition of that degree program in the College of Education. A program under that umbrella of extremely high importance to Montana is the Family Medicine Residency Program. We just graduated the first class of 10 residents, 6 of whom will be staying in the state to practice family medicine. So many other programs are in the queue for expansion or initiation, and I have to say how much I appreciate the nimbleness of the faculty process in moving these curricular proposals through the system. Along with content areas, though, we must also think about delivery mechanisms to help our excellent programming reach more students. As I see it, 2 major opportunities exist in that world. First, our online portfolio is underdeveloped. Approximately 8% of our course offerings are online. That number should be more like 20% in today's world. We have very few full programs that are fully online. So I've asked Dean Roger McLean to make a priority of assisting faculty in moving more courses and programs online. And I'm asking the faculty respond to that challenge of moving our online offerings toward that 20% level. I acknowledge that it will be hard work, but so is every other curricular innovation that we've gone through in higher education over the decades. Second is an opportunity to expand into evening, weekend, and short-form offerings. We can add more flexibility in scheduling to be attractive to working professionals. Missoula College and the new Gilkey Center offer much potential in this area. The School of Law has already offered special spring break format courses with statewide impact. I've said this many times before, and I'll say it again now. Enrollment is everyone's job, whether it's involvement in the recruiting process, working toward retention, persistence, graduation, improving customer service, or adjusting the curriculum and experience that we offer. We all have a part to play, and I'm so pleased to see the campus response to this challenge, and I thank you all for your hard work in that area. My last topic this morning is in the area of our strategic plan. So we've operated under the strategic plan called UM 2020, Building a University for the Global Century, since 2011. This plan has guided decision-making on multiple fronts during the intervening years. We should be proud of the accomplishments that we've made under that plan. Accomplishments such as the initiation and implementation of a program dear to my heart, the Global Leadership Initiative, which, by the way, has a waiting list among our incoming freshmen. Accomplishments such as driving our research productivity toward those record levels I spoke about earlier, driving our fundraising to those new heights, and adding millions of dollars of facilities and IT infrastructure. But after 5 years, time has come to renew that strategic plan. The landscape has changed. Many new people are part of our university, bringing with them new strengths and experiences. As such, our goals and strategies must be revised as well. After asking for expression of interest, I invited a group of highly energetic and forward-thinking people to join the Strategic Planning Coordinating Council, or SPCC. Their charge is to build a new strategic plan around these parameters. 1, a clear articulation of our mission, vision, and values. 2, a set of major strategic issues for the next 5 years. 3, specific goals, strategies, and metrics of progress. And 4, a communications and action plan to ensure that this new plan remains front and center in our decision-making, just as the old one has. Their task is huge. Under the leadership of Dean Brock Tessman, the group has been working hard all summer. With the start of the fall semester, they will launch a series of forums and input avenues to give everyone the opportunity to contribute to the new plan. At the end of that input stage, the SPCC will write a comprehensive strategic plan that sets our path for the upcoming years. So I ask all of you to please participate by lending your experience and creativity to those sessions. In addition to the data that the group gathers, they will also incorporate the thinking that has come from a number of other recent exercises. For example, our campus has engaged in something called iLab, a special project of the American Council on Education that has been a detailed, reflective look at our internationalization work, an area which we take tremendous pride here at the University of Montana. The iLab has produced a set of important strategies and recommendations. Likewise, last year we charged ourselves with an administrative review to parallel that work of the Academic Alignment and Innovation Program. Led by CIO Matt Riley, the administrative review has made a number of hard-hitting observations and recommendations, again, all of which can be incorporated into that global strategic plan. Well, let me sum up. In today's world of higher education, it's characterized by conditions unlike those of the past. The Chronicle of Higher Education recently put out a special publication called 2026, The Decade Ahead, the seismic shifts transforming the future of higher education. It addresses 3 key areas: the students of the future, the changing face of the faculty, and the future of learning itself. I'm not going to go into any detail on any of those now, but suffice to say that we both have tremendous challenges and tremendous opportunities ahead of us in this dynamic world of higher education. The next 5 years will be exciting, and they will require hard work and creative thinking on our part. But I believe that the University of Montana can be among the most effective institutions in that exciting world. From my point of view, our work should be guided by this following statement. Today's world presents exciting and complex opportunities and challenges like never before. Our job is to educate students so that they thrive in that complex environment and to contribute knowledge applicable to that complex environment. Our vision is to prepare the leaders, citizens, and professionals who will contribute to a vibrant and prosperous democracy. We achieve that vision through a broad range of educational programming essential to today's needs and opportunities, firmly grounded in critical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills, taught by a world-class faculty of teacher scholars. We achieve that vision through groundbreaking research and scholarship focused on questions and opportunities of high impact that enrich the education of our students and that generates pride and excitement among our constituents. And we achieve that vision by building a distinctive and vibrant student-focused learning environment that capitalizes on our expansive campus life, our unique host community, and our stunning natural environment. Well, yesterday, as I said earlier, I had the opportunity to talk with many new students and their parents during orientation, out on the Oval, in the Denison Theater. Both groups exude energy and eagerness for the future. So let's let our own energy and eagerness be equal to theirs. Thank you. Have a great academic year.